Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival, Reforged Eden with Lone Debater 7, and today we're going to be taking a look at setting up the rest of our farming. So I've already got some plants set up, so I've got 4 pumpkin sprouts. Each of these yields 8 vegetables when they grow. I've got 4 of these Ajax plants, they each yield 4 plant proteins when they grow. These yield vegetables, not plant protein. I've got 2 mushrooms back here. I think each of those yield 2 or 4 when they grow. But anyway, I now have some more spoiled food in order to make the nutrient solution I'm going to need in order to make the plants or the sprouts or whatever. So the easiest way to get spoiled food is you get a bunch of meat and you can split the stack like this so it'll all spoil at the same time. If you're looking to get a bunch of meat all at once, the best thing to go out and, like hunt or whatever are the lizard mules. Normally they will have between like 6 and 15 meat on them a piece, so you kill like 2 of those, you'll have, 30 meat, and if you let all that spoil, you'll be able to make a fair amount of nutrient solution, which takes 4 stone dust, 5 purified water, 5 spoiled food. Now to get the water that we're using, I did set up a water generator, and I also decided to set up an O2 generator at the same time, just because I figured might as well. That way we have a little bit of oxygen on us so we can refuel the ship and all that good stuff. But we've got a fair amount of water containers and oxygen at this point now, so that 68 oxygen and 74 water containers, so we've got a lot, all things considered. I have built a fair amount of small vehicle stuff as well, just so we can upgrade that, which I plan to do in the next episode. I do want to get food sorted out first, just so we're ready. So I just made a corn, 2 corns, so I'm going to plant one of these here, and those will give us 10 grains each. So with these plant proteins, these vegetables, and these corns, we'll be able to make cheeseburgers pretty well. The mushrooms that we've got over here, if we add that in, I believe those are all the ingredients for mushroom stew royale, or dino stew royale, except for the water, which we're getting that out of the water generator, so we're good on that too. So we're doing pretty good as far as food is concerned. I am probably going to add a couple more mushrooms, just because they take a while to grow. So you can see how long stuff will take. So we get 4 mushrooms out of each one, but it takes almost 2 hours for each grow cycle. So that'll take up 2 out of the 6 plots we have remaining. I did want to grow a little bit of spice, so I think I'm going to fill the last 4 plots with these spice plants. I think this outputs 2. Yeah, it does output 2. You do get 2 crops for each, one that you craft or whatever, so it's not too bad of a ratio, all things considered. With that being said, I'm just taking a look. I do have like aloe vera for herbal leaves, I do have tomatoes if we want more veggies, and I've got a weed if we need more grain, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm just going to go ahead and plonk down these other 2 mushrooms, and we're just waiting for the spice plants to be crafted, which isn't too bad. The way you make these growing plots, you do that in the constructor. They take, it depends on which type you make, on what the like base resource is, but they'll all take plant fibers, they'll all take 1 nutrient solution, and then they'll take some mix of the other stuff. So it does take plastic tubes, and then this one takes wood, this one takes cobalt and steel, and this one takes cement. So I made 18 concrete growing plots. I figured that's a decent enough farm in order to sustain our food indefinitely. So adding in the spice here will mean that we can craft pretty much all the food items in the list, with the exception of like the sweets. I don't have any natural sweetener, so that one we're missing, but that's okay. But like salami takes spice, so we could even make pizzas if we wanted to once those spice plants grow. So we're in a pretty good spot as far as food is concerned. We've got it pretty much sustainable. As you can see, we already have 32 plant proteins in here just kind of hanging out, so I'm not worried about food at all. I am going to eat a cheeseburger real quick while we're talking about it. So, okay, that's basically farming. We are set up. You do need hydroponic grow lights is what these guys are, which aren't too expensive. They take 4 steel plates, a glass plate, and 20 optical fibers, so a little bit of base resources, not too big of a deal. I built 2 of them because they can cover a max 3x3 square. They need to be 2 blocks above, so I just dug out our base a little bit more, so I could place, you know, the 9 plots, and then put this little guy in just regular concrete with the grow light kind of hanging over. I kind of like how it's set up personally. I think it looks reasonably good. At some point I might chop down this wall and kind of build some concrete out and around this kind of stuff, but not really required, not too worried about it. I added in an oxygen tank and an O2 station for the base just so I could refill my oxygen when I come back from space, since this oxygen generator that we've got only gives us the big bottles. There's not a way to really add oxygen from the big bottles into your suit without an O2 station. So anyway, that's kind of what we've done since last time. Not too much, realistically speaking, but we are in a pretty good spot now, as far as, you know, getting everything built up and that kind of stuff is concerned. So I do want to throw the water that we created back into the fridge just so I have it to make the bread and cheese and stuff like that, the miscellaneous items that you're gonna need in order to craft some of these higher quality foods. So like, we'll probably end up, once all of our crops kind of come in, either making dino stew royales or pizzas. I haven't quite decided yet, but anyway, in the meantime, cheeseburgers are pretty good. They do 205 food, so they are definitely a viable option as well. And we've got some meat kind of kicking around in there at the time, for the time being, so no worries. We are kind of set up on food. With that being said, I did build a bunch of various small vehicle items. Next time we are going to be upgrading the small vehicle so it is warp capable. So this is going to be our last little look at the Flash here in, you know, kind of scrub mode. It did fairly well for, you know, all intents and purposes. We were able to go up to the moon and do everything. Another thing you might have noticed is we did end up getting a drill. So while I was on the moon, there were a couple of crashed CV POIs, and one of them had a fully intact CV large thruster. When I salvaged that, I did get some Zascosium alloy here, so I was able to build our drill. I also went around and mined some iron, copper, a little bit of cobalt, and some silicon, and some promethium, just so we have some resources. But we are going to need to refill on basically, well, primarily silicon, cobalt, promethium, and magnesium, because we are running kind of low on those, but it wouldn't be bad to kind of fill up on everything. So, not a big deal. I might start turning these pentaxid crystals into refined pentaxids. So, I've got 14 crystals. I think I'm just going to make 10 of these for now. That way we've got a couple of crystals left over, just in case we want to use them to turn into elemental pentaxid. You can actually grow pentaxid crystals, in Reforged Eden at least. It does take a restrium gel, and a fair amount of elemental pentaxid plus xeno material. We've got the xeno material, so that I'm not worried about. But the Arestrum gel, I don't have access to Arestrum yet, so we're going to put the warp drive on the small vehicle and see if we can warp to a system with Arestrum and maybe some Zarcosium even, just so we can get the rest of the resources kind of rounded out. And believe it or not, I did fly to both moons, and neither moon had a neodymium deposit. So we don't have neodymium either. I did gather up, you know, a fair amount of like power coils, and we have almost 220 flux coils. So those are the main things that take neodymium, but having some of just the base resource is a good thing as well, because there are like alloys and stuff. So having the ingots is a good thing, but I think neodymium is used for some of the alloys and stuff like that. I also wouldn't mind getting some sathium. I think I did, yeah, I do have 75 salvaged out of here, so what I might take a look at doing is getting the heavy sniper rifle built, because I think the only thing we were missing last time to do that was the sathium plating. So let's just take a look. I am pretty sure I have the heavy sniper unlocked. Yeah, I do. So, you know what? We're going to go ahead and build the heavy sniper just to round out the episode. I'll also probably build some more sniper rounds because we are a little low after our little raiding adventure from last time. Or a couple times ago, whatever. But it will feel kind of nice to upgrade from just the base sniper. So the base sniper does 220 damage. Okay. So the heavy sniper does 300 damage. So it's an 80 flat damage increase. And if we get a headshot, we get a 5 times multiplier instead of a 4 times multiplier. I don't know if it holds more rounds. Let's see. And it does hold 2 extra rounds. So we can hold 8 in this one as opposed to just the 6. So it is a better weapon. So that's kind of cool. I wish we would have found a heavy shotgun upgrade kit. Or shotgun upgrade kit, whatever they call it. Just so we could upgrade this as well. But it's alright. Not the end of the world. I did want to look. I think I unlocked repair stations. Yeah, I did. So I might actually build one of those as well. Just so we have it if we want to, you know, like repair weapons or whatever. I don't have the Zarcosium alloy. Never mind. We're not going to do that. So anyway, guys, next time when you come back, we're going to be working on our small vehicle and upgrading it so it's warp capable. And we might even take a look at warping into another sector. But I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of the farming, kind of talk about how you can go about gathering the resources you need. As far as building the actual crops, they do take nutrient solution, so all of these take nutrient solution. Normally they take purified water as well, and then they take some number of the base yield crops. So like the Ahax plant, for example, yields plant protein, so it takes plant protein. There are variants on these as far as how much the crops will yield. So like pumpkin sprouts yield the most vegetables, they yield 8. They take a little bit longer to grow, but they take 4 vegetables versus the tomatoes yield 4 vegetables, grow a little bit faster, but also take 4 vegetables. So this one, the blue peppers, so they all take 4 vegetables, it looks like on that. But so like wheat only takes 4 grains, corns take 8, but you get 10 with corn versus 5 with wheat. So you kind of got to take a look and see what's going to be best for you. As far as, you know, what crops you want to grow and all that noise. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode today. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, this has been Lone Debater 7, and we will see ya.